manufacturing domain expert. I have worked for Autodesk. You all probably know AutoCAD, that's made by Autodesk, in many roles in sales, marketing, and sales operations in APAC and in global roles too. So digitization really brings change culture. Digitization process sets proper workflows and defines the roles and responsibilities. Every action can be logged by user and on time scale. This transparency brings accountability, leading to compliance to standards. Any non-compliance can be flagged and rectified. This change culture brings overall productivity. Decentral Falco really complements your existing ERP system. For many SMEs, desire to digitalize is high, but resources such as skill sets, money, time, they are a bit low. So most ERP systems such as SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, or many other ERP systems, they are generally implemented for sales, finance, accounting, payroll, and then that's where probably they stop. And then there are big white spaces that are untouched. Decentral Falco tries to cover these white spaces. We have specific modules for engineering change management, constraint-based capacity and production planning, extending the CRM into inquiry to order a complete process, total preventive maintenance, SWAS, which is service, warranty, AMC, spares. Machine data helps you understand how effectively your production setup is delivering and what are the downtimes, areas of concerns, and some of these other aspects of your production. As mentioned earlier, we will see a little more details on Do It module, specifically focused on IoT data. Here is a full list of Decentell modules and kind of where they can be used. I won't go into details here, but it's more of plug and play for customer. The customer can start with any module, say Do It module that focuses on machine data or TPM for shop floor maintenance. Other modules can be added later, such as SWAS or CEM or engineering change management, capacity planning. Some of these other modules are there. Now, the important part here is the admin module really provides complete control over who can do what with your data. Users' access to add, edit, view is all managed by OEM or the customer's admin. And we give complete control to customers' admin to manage that based on the user and their roles. So Decentral Falco is a complete enterprise system with these different plug and play modules where you can pick and choose and then keep adding more modules to your system. Now more to overall architecture of Decentral Falco. We are a cloud-based system. We use Azure. We use industry standard technologies such as .NET, SQL Server, Power BI, and also we are on mobile, Android mobile. We can work with industry standard leading ERPs like Microsoft Dynamics, SAP, Oracle. We can get data from these ERP systems. We are using highly scalable Microsoft Azure cloud platform where it can be really scaled to your requirements. Now, coming specific to Trio and Falco architecture, Trio gateways can be configured to collect data from the machines. This could be any of your production machines, such as 3-axis, 5-axis, high-speed machines, or this can be a machine manufactured as by an OEM. Like I will show you an example today of a packaging a machine manufacturer as one of our customer, and it could be their machines, and we can ship the data, the Do It module, and like Trio Gateway along with these machines. Now, this data is sent over internet to Falco Do It module, where it's processed to produce analytics and insights. So there is a lot of noise, and everyone is talking about IoT, Industry 4.0, data analytics, OEE, productivity, all those kind of things. But there are very few companies who can really implement a working setup of connect, collect, analyze, and provide meaningful insights. And with Trio Gateways and Do It module, we can do it today. So what is DoIT? DoIT stands for Data over Internet Transfer. DoIT can collect variety of data from IoT equipment, machines, field sensors, etc. It's a great value add to OEMs as it makes their machines future ready with data analytics and insights. DoIT can collect data from existing production shops to analyze productivity and say overall equipment effectiveness or OEE. DoIT is a cloud-based solution and can be accessed from anywhere on web or mobile. And DoIT also can be integrated further to other modules like TPM and SWAS to enhance your productivity. As an IoT solution, I think, as people say, data never lies. It will always show what is there, whether you like it or not. It is always data is data. So DoIT can analyze and show how your machines are performing. It can take data directly from the PLCs and or any sensors. DoIT can provide real-time alerts on emails or SMSs, and data can be used for additional modules like SWAS or TPM. So let's see a little bit under the hood how exactly it works. So let's say there is a trial gateway which is configured to collect registers data from a set of machines. The data is fetched by the trial gateway and it's sent to Decentral Falco service point using a standard JSON format. It's really just a value register ID and its value kind of pairs. Depending on how many registers data you want to send, we can configure that. And all that data comes as a raw data to us. And then we have a master data template where we map that data to convert into the meaningful information from that data. And then this map data is analyzed or converted data is analyzed to really see what values we received and what those values mean. And then the dashboard can reflect this data in more meaningful way with analytics. So that's really how it works internally between a gateway and DoIT module. So who can really benefit from DoIT? I think we think of about 3 or 4 areas where it can really be hugely beneficial. I think the first and foremost for us is OEM machine manufacturers. These are the OEM machine manufacturers, probably SMEs manufacturers who need to compete with their leading large companies that can probably provide integrated IoT solution because large companies can afford to have a big IT team, develop their own IoT solution, bundle it with their machines. But small SMEs who manufacture their machines and want to compete, it may be difficult for them to really build all that big IT team to do themselves. And this is where we can help them. Trio and Decentell, we can provide them the DoIT module to bundle with their machines. So that's one key area we feel OEM machine manufacturers can leverage a DoIT module to bundle with their machines. Any production workshop that wants to collect their data, yes, DoIT can be used. If you have remote equipments in the field, like say solar pumps, windmills, or any such kind of equipment, yes, DoIT can be used to collect the data and analyze the data. Or if you are in shipments, you want to track your shipments, you have a fleet of transport vehicles with GPS data coming back, DoIT can be configured for that too. So let's get a little more detail into the OEM manufacturer, and I will show you examples of some of the dashboards and what we are doing. But first of all, how can you bundle? Yes, you can bundle DoIT as part of your machine configuration. If you are an OEM manufacturer, you can now compete with other large companies, but at a great price advantage. You can get real-time performance of your machines from the customer side because your machines will be sending data to DoIT and you can have full control and access on that. You can charge your customers for any value-added reports or this whole service because this can be an added feature or this can be built-in feature. It's up to you as an OEM manufacturer. And then you can use this data to analyze, to check your warranty cost, plan your service offerings, plan how many visits you need, when the scheduled maintenance should be given to customer. All those things, once you get the data, you can really plan around that. You can also get into tool life monitoring and spare parts management. So all those things can be really handled here once you have do it module as part of your machine offering. Here is a sample dashboard of one of our OEM customer. This OEM customer makes packaging machines, and they provide do it and actually Trio Gateway with their machines as a functionality. This table shows data sent to do it and tokens used by each customer's machine. OEM can bill their customers on such token consumption report. So once you get the data, how much every machine is sending data, how many hours per day they are sending data, and all that can be configured in such a way that you can come up with a billing plan to your customers. So it could be, initially it could be a complimentary service from your side as OEM manufacturer, but then later if customer really wants more detailed reports and analysis, you can start charging them, and in turn, we can give you that service for your customers. So do it can provide more options to bill your customers. This one shows last data received from a customer's machine, because sometimes this machine may not be running 24 hours. It will be running for a few days. Maybe they take a break for a few days for maintenance. So if you want to check how frequently machines have been running, we can check when was the last data sent to the do it module here. Here is an overview of the last record received from a customer's machine. It kind of shows all the details required in an overview for a particular record. So this is like a last record received. So it shows customer name, city, machine model, what were they packing, as this was a packaging machine, and some other key aspects of that machine, what film they're using, what auger they're using, some of those things. This can be customized for every OEM, because this will be very unique and specific to that machine, what the OEM is manufacturing. So very much this will be customized for the OEM. Here is the data analytics part. So when the machine keeps sending data, we do analyze their alarms as they are configured in the master setup. And these alarms can be then trended over, say, different days, because then you can really figure out that which alarms are coming more often, what needs to be done to fix those, if these are issues or these are just informatics type of alarms. But this can be a very handy data to really see what's happening at different machines, at different customer locations. This can be across all your customers and all their machines, and you can analyze all data together or with individual customer machines or individual machine level also. We have a huge opportunity here once we start getting this do it data. Another example of graph showing production data. As I said, this is a packaging machine, so it can show how many bags being packed per day, how the production has been going up or down, how many hours they are running, packing, running the machine, so that how many bags per hour of packing. So what has been the speed? Is it optimal, not optimal? All that can be analyzed here. And again, as I said, this is very customizable, because every machine, depending on what type of machine as an OEM manufacturer you build, you will require some unique types of analysis, and we can do that for you. Here, it's actually a tabular view of registers data. This is the data which, as I said, which comes as a register ID and its value. And this can be then reviewed as is basis, because this could be hundreds of registers. We can collect all depending on what you need, but we can collect, like here in this case, if I'm not wrong, we are getting over 100 plus registers sending different data. And then we can be, your engineers can be looking at this and then really checking what is currently set up on the machine in real time. You can suggest also customers if there are any optimized settings, or if they are making any mistakes and you want to correct them, you can just call them or inform them saying, hey, you may want to change this setting in this particular register, right, to get optimum results. This one is same production data, but in a tabular format. So you earlier saw the graphs, but this is the raw data of production. This is Similarly, alarms data in tabular formats. If you really want to go to a particular record, particular day, time, and then look at alarms data or production data, we have that in tabular format. Similarly, this is the tokens data, how much records were sent by the customer's machine, and then how they have been utilized for analysis. So all this data can be downloaded by OEM or by customer. Now, individual customers, as I said earlier, Decentral Falco is a complete enterprise system. So OEMs can control which customers can view, download their own data. Now, we don't intermix data. OEM can see all their customers' data, but individual customer will see data only from their machines. So we have full control over that. So Doit provides that kind of control over add, edit, view type of data, as well as who should be seeing what kind of data. So it's a complete security of data available in Doit. Now moving on to another segment, which is where if you have an existing production workshop and you want to collect data from this production workshop or your production machines, then how can Doit help you, right? So just to take a step back, the ERP's implementation usually stops at the sales, finance, accounts kind of departments. By the time ERP reaches your production workshop, it's a bit too expensive, too time consuming, lacking some skill sets, and overall enthusiasm has kind of waned out. Yeah, I think it kind of stops there. This is exactly where Decentral Falco modules can be easily and quickly deployed where ERP is unable to reach. Doit module is the classic example where in your production workshop, it can be really quickly and easily deployed. We configure and collect data directly from your production machines. Trio gateways can handle configuration of very large number of machines. With cloud-based, highly scalable solution, Doit can provide real-time analytics and insights from that data. And all this at a fraction of cost and in few weeks compared to the ERP implementation. I think almost all of us have experience of ERP implementations as they takes months and sometimes years to implement. But whereas Doit can be really implemented quite quickly and at fraction of costs. So here is an example of production workshop dashboard. This is a sample of a daily production report. It's a shift-wise data from a machine showing target versus actual and downtime along with the reasons. So this can be really in detail. We can collect again based on OEM's requirement or a customer's requirement. We can really configure this as what type of data we should collect, what kind of analysis we should run on it. This is just a sample of particular types of machine picked up by Doit module, and then analyze that for target versus actual, by shift, by operator, who is the operator, and those kind of things. Here are some examples of insights into that data. Like it's the data, it's really data received over a month. I think it's June of this year. And then you can see OEE by day or cumulative losses, downtimes, efficiencies. Again, these are samples or examples. We can configure that as the specific requirement of that customer is. Another chart for efficiency and loss per day. And depending on the downtime, you can look at it and say, okay, why there has been lower efficiency here, and naturally the losses are higher. Or in this next diagram, it shows daily target versus actual. When there is a big gap between target versus actual, you can go and find out what were the reasons maybe for downtime, or the downtime was quite high, and that's why probably there were big gaps there between target and actual, and that probably led to more losses on those production losses on those days. So these are some of the sample examples of how production data or data from production machines can be handled and can be analyzed. So coming to what makes Decentral Falco different, As we said, we coexist with your existing ERPs, and we really look for the IoT space where ERP is difficult to reach or it takes too long for ERP to reach, other white spaces where ERP hasn't reached, and that's really where we are focusing on, and we can get quickly running for you and really help you achieve the productivity. We as we have ready to use functionally relevant solutions, as I said earlier, Falco modules can be deployed quickly and they complement your existing systems. Falco modules can be further customized to suit your key requirements. Our domain knowledge in manufacturing and software industry results in hassle-free implementation. Our products are updated continuously as these are based on latest industry standard technology, and we have high level of commitment to our customers and reflects in our it reflects in our support and services. So with that, I will stop here. Thank you for your valuable time, and I'm open for any questions. Thank you.